Howdy, tabletop RPG fans. Thank you for supporting this channel. I'm Rangleby, Grandpoopa of Game Design, and this Review's Day topic is about the Arduin RPG and the incredible Dave Hargrave. Dave Hargrave was one of the first guests of the DunderCon in 1975. He worked with Greg Stafford on an aborted version of RuneQuest. He was later replaced with Steve Perrin. In 1977 and 1978, he self-published 3 Arduin Grimoire books before Jim Mathis of Grimoire Games became the publisher. He started a small shop in Concord called the Multiversal Trading Post in 1979 and was there for at least 5 years, maybe 6. I know that I went in almost every week to shop there. He worked on Star Rovers, and he also did adventures for Call of Cthulhu for Chaosium. The Arduin Trilogy is 3 books: the Arduin Grimoire, Welcome to Skull Tower, and the Runes of Doom. The original book, Arduin Grimoire, was mostly a collection replacing the original D&D rules with Dave's homebrew rules. This included handwritten collections of notes and didn't look to be typeset along with the rest of the thing. It was a jumble of notes and pieces, and it definitely was unorganized. Amazingly, it included the artwork of the soon-to-be famous Earl Otis. It introduced the critical hit and fumble table in RPGs and began establishing the gonzo multidimensional world of Arduin. And what was primarily enjoyed by players who met Dave in San Francisco Bay Area gaming conventions, or purchased it through Arduin books by mail. The second and third book were slightly better organized and were illustrated by new artists exploring the world of Arduin even deeper. Each of Dave's books was an RPG zine, folded pieces of paper stapled together with a fancy cover on it. And it was amazing because he was very prolific. He could turn out a new one every year, and then soon twice a year. Jim Mathis of Grimoire Games published many more RPG zine booklets and resources, new rules and adventures, including The Lost Dungeon and just a huge number of Dungeon ones, Death, Heart, and Shadowlands. They continued to sell well and expanded that universe of Arduin and made sales for sufficient to keep a team of people around supporting this. So Grimoire Games also published a box set called Arduin Adventure. Jim Mathis then gave Dave a Macintosh computer and asked him to compile all the various books and additional knowledge into one massive collection. That collection was extremely complete and completely disorganized. As was the case of much of Dave's work. After looking at all of this, my friend Mark Schweinert, who played Arduin with Dave for 6 years, helped Grimoire Games compile those notes into a working RPG called the Arduin Primer, a very limited release that ran 5 adventures at ThunderCon 8. The new version of Arduin used the percentile dice combat rules and the beginning of the CF coordination factor combat system. There were a lot of other changes along the way, but this was the beginning of the new Arduin Grimoire. Sadly, Dave passed away in 1988, and Grimoire Games asked Mark Schweinert to beat all the material into shape, creating a 2-book system called Complete Arduin. It is what Arduin is today, and when you play an adventure that Mark runs at DunderCon, it uses those rules. Those basic systems are still there, mixed with the incredible world and imagination of Dave Hargrave. In the old days, my friends and I used parts of the Arduin rules, creatures, and amazing world in our D&D games for many years. Every year at DunderCon, I would make Arduin sucks buttons in the button booth and sell them for spending cash. My first entrepreneurial endeavor. One year, Dave caught me making them. He asked why, and I told him I was hungry and wanted some lunch. He gave me $5 and bought one of my buttons. My friend Mark recently called Arduin Gonzo, meaning it was unlike any other fantasy games and incorporating the rich storytelling that Dave had while also combining elements of science fiction and fantasy stories. It could at one moment be dangerous and another very silly. This gave Arduin an energy, a fascinating place of imagination that did not adhere to the rules of other RPGs or even the genres of entertainment. Mark has called this amazing world building Dave's art. I lived in Concord when Dave was running the Multiversal Trading Post, and I'd been in his shop each week after college classes or work to see what was new and exciting. One day he told me to go over to the JFK University campus near the store and have my psychic abilities tested. They had a computer program that could draw 5 dungeon doors and ask you to pick one. Only one of them would kill you, and the 4 others would lead you to more adventure. Turns out that the game or program was unfinished, and it kept playing even if you lost. I was the only player who picked every deadly door in every room for the entire dungeon. Even if I just picked randomly, I would have at least gotten a deadly door only 1 in 5 times. Still, I ruined their odds and completely blew up their experiment. When I told Dave what happened, he just laughed and said, "The dangerous doors are always the most exciting doors. The other ones are all safe."
This episode is brought to you by Kaboomkin, the smaller, faster, funnier RPG of cartoon, fairy tale, post-apocalypse mayhem. It's time to blow stuff up. Get it now at www.kaboomkin.com. Thank you all for watching this episode. Hit like, subscribe, or ring the bell, or Booger will get you. If you want to see more videos like this, go to hopspush.com and buy an RPG or t-shirt. Do good, annoy evil, and bye-bye.